Guess what? It's lawnmower season. And you're going to need to mow your grass. Let's talk a little bit about the lawnmower. When it was first invented, Edwin Budding in 1830 invented the lawnmower. Now, it was nothing like we have here. It didn't have an engine on it. That didn't even come until like, oh my goodness, it was like the 50s or something. It was way out there when we first got our first engine on a lawnmower. Now, that was the first internal combustion engine, I'm sorry. Now, there was, designs before that were made the push mower better, but those were called bed and blades. They had a blade on the bottom that was called the bed, and then they had a rotating assembly that cut the grass. They cut grass still to this day with those on golf courses. Anywhere where the grass has to be insanely perfect and really short, they do a second to none job on cutting grass. So if you're cutting grass, that's the one you probably want. Today we're going to be talking about lawnmower maintenance so that you can cut your grass all year and you don't get hassled by the man or at the, what are those things called? Homeowners Association. What a bunch of jerks, man. They think they know everything. They're always harassing you just like the man. Well, we're going to teach you how to keep out of trouble. We're going to keep you out of trouble with the man and the HOA. You're going to keep your grass down with a great running lawnmower all season long. Now, sometimes the first of the season, your lawnmower don't want to start. It's usually because the carburetor's plugged up. The gas we got nowadays just sucks. It's not good gas at all. So what we got to do is keep that gas fresh all year round. We endorse here only one product, and it's Seafoam. We use Seafoam in there. You don't have to measure it. You don't have to worry about it. It's fine. You just dump a little bit in there, top off the fuel, run it for 5 minutes, top off the fuel again, put it away for winter. You're good for like a month and a half, 2 months. I always like to start them up about halfway through winter, let them run for 20 minutes, shut them back off, top it off with fresh fuel again. You got no problems when spring comes. Now, if you decide not to do that, you might have to come see me and get the carburetor cleaned or rebuilt. It happens. It's not a big deal. You come in, and if you want a place like this to do the service, we can do the service and even rebuild the carburetor for around $130. It's not a big deal. And then your mower's ready to go for the season also. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, that's what we're talking about today. You guys that do it at home, you guys that do it yourself, you're proving your manlyhood. Dun-da-da-da. So, you're going to need some tools. The tools we're going to talk about today, very basic hand tools. One, flat tip screwdriver to get the air filter out. Not always do you need a flat tip screwdriver to get the air filter out, but it is the most common. Next thing you're going to need is a ratchet, 3/8 drive. When we're talking about drives on ratchets, 3/8 drive is referring to this little square right here. It's 3/8 of an inch. That is the drive, 3/8 drive ratchet. And you will need usually 13/16, 3/4, or 5/8 ratchet to get the spark plug out of your lawnmower. You don't always need the extension, but some of them are in there kind of deep and it's easier with the extension. So another thing that you're going to need when you're doing this, if you want to, wear gloves. I know some of you guys work in offices and they got to have you looking pristine all the time. I'm not making fun of you, but I don't have to wear gloves because, hey, I own the place. So now, safety first, baby. You don't want to get nothing in your eyes. You're going to take your safety glasses, you'll put these bad boys on like this, keeps the stuff from going in your eyes. See, look, can't get my eyes. La, 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 you can't get me. So that's what they're for. I'm going to take these off right now. It's really hot out here. Couple shop towels. If you ain't got shop towels, you can use any old t-shirts you got laying around, cut it up, make straight shop towels. Don't go out and buy them, that's dumb. I only have them because I have an automotive repair shop. And that's what we use because they give it to us for free from the service when we get our uniforms. So don't buy any, it's kind of dumb. Now, two things that you're gonna put in your lawnmower that is gonna make this thing last the whole season. About halfway through the season, it wasn't hard to put a new spark plug in it. These things are like $5-6 a piece, depending on where you're at. Brand new spark plug. You put this in here, pop that wire off, spin this baby out, put your new one in, the wire back on. Bada boom, bada bing. You're mowing all the time. You're doing things, man. You're mowing constantly, keeping the grass low and staying out of trouble. Now, air filter. This is probably the single most important thing besides gasoline that you can put in this thing. Keep the air filter clean. If you take your air filter cover off and it looks like the same design as the case of the air filter cover, it's probably dirty. If you take it off and you can't see the ribs because they're covered in dirt solid, you need a new one. Here's the thing I don't want you to do. Don't blow this out with air and put it back in. If it's plugged up, buy a new one. It's not expensive. Don't stop. Just stop your day. Drive up to the local parts store and get one. They have these everywhere. Ace Hardware, Walmart. Heck, I bet Target's even got them. They got them all over the place. Your local parts store is going to have them. I mean, everybody's got these things. They're common. It's not a big deal. Get a new one. Don't blow it out, please. All right. So this is what a lawnmower looks like when I get them in. They're kind of nasty. They're kind of dirty. They look terrible. What we do with them is we clean them out real good. We take the top off, we blow out with air, make sure we get all those fins clean in there. It runs cooler, it lasts longer. Now, when you're gonna change the oil in your mower, you can get a suction cup deal. Sometimes there's a drain on the side. Some of the new mowers don't have a drain at all. So what you have to do is take the cap off of the oil fill, put your little tube down in there with a sucker, and suck the oil out. It usually holds about 3/4 of a quart, not much. Not much goes in these. Your air filter comes off, just take the screw off the side of it, take the air filter out. Most of them look like this one here. It's just a small paper element. Put your new one in, pop it back on, one screw, it's back in there. I mean, this literally, people, if I'm talking about changing the oil too, you're talking about maybe 20 minutes worth of work. That's how quick this goes. Now, I'm about to show you something that happens. You see this blade bent right here? My lovely daughter hit a piece of steel with this and bent the blade. This is a big fat no-no. This blade was perfect, brand new and sharp when I put it on there, and she destroyed it in less than 10 seconds. So, be careful what you're mowing, be careful where you're mowing. And another thing you want to be careful of is when you're mowing, be careful where that chute is throwing the grass. Don't throw it toward any windows. Don't throw it towards your car. I mean, these things they work on a vacuum. The lawnmower vacuums the grass up in the air, then it cuts it off. If you're not careful, you could suck up a rock and shoot that sucker out of there at about 300 miles an hour and smack the side of your car and put a big old dent in it. Or worse yet, break one of your huge windows on your house that you got. That gets expensive quick. Insurance companies don't like paying out on those. So, let's talk about something else. Now, if your lawnmower on here, some of them have, there's even a spot on this one for it. Let me wipe it off a little bit. There's a spot right here where if this company wished to, they could have drilled a hole right here. And right there in that little flat spot on there, they could have put a hose adapter fitting. Now what they want you to do is run this thing, put the hose adapter on it, pull your water on it, full blast. Turn it right on full blast, start the mower up, and they say this will clean all the grass out from underneath the deck, which is highly important. If you don't get the grass from underneath the deck, it can't create the vacuum underneath the deck to pull the grass up and cut it off. This is the worst idea ever. The number one thing they've been telling us all our lives about cutting grass is never cut the grass when it's too wet. Why? Because it dulls the blade after one cutting. So what do you think is going to happen when you introduce a full stream of water underneath here? It's going to dull the blade immediately too, and it makes a mess. If you do have one of these and you insist on doing this on your lawnmower, I mean, you can, and I'll love you for it because you have to pay me to sharpen your blade again. Don't do it on your driveway. You know how bad grass stains. It stains your tennis shoes green and everything, and your concrete. If you do this on your concrete in your driveway, you got a slanted driveway, the green slime of doom will go down your driveway and stain your nice white driveway forever, and it's almost impossible to get off. So if you're gonna do it, do it in the backyard, do it on the side yard, hell, do it out in the street so you don't get it on your drive. But just be careful with that. It's not something that I like at all. I really hate that little feature they put on those. So if you're having any other problems with your mower, make sure you take it into a professional help looked at. I mean, I know there's videos out there you can watch, and if you're a handy person, you can do that. But if you're having other problems with just a basic tune-up, which is just changing the oil, spark plug, air filter, anything other than these things, take it into your local professional repair shop, have it looked at by a pro, and you'll get your mower back, and in the long run, it's a lot cheaper. Hey, That's all we got today on Dove Tech Talks. Little lawnmower maintenance on the push mower. Maybe next time we'll do it on a rider. And you guys stay safe out there. Keep your toes out from underneath the decks and have a good summer. We'll see you next time. Dove Tech Talks.